Hi, this is the Healthy Gamer, and this episode is a little bit special for me because the channel just broke 200,000 views and we're about to hit 1,000 subscribers. So to celebrate that event, I'm going to be giving away 1,000,000 gold. And to do that, just go over to thehealthygamer.com. That's my website. Scroll down to where you see the Facebook face mash. There's a link here. It says click here to enter the 1,000,000 gold giveaway. That'll take you over to my Facebook page, and then you should see a thread right here that I posted, and it says post a health tip you would think that would be useful to other gamers, and you'll be entered to win 1,000,000 gold. And I'll run this contest until June 30th. I'm going to be gone for the first 3 weeks of June, so this will be a good time to run that contest. When I get back, I'll just take everyone's name, throw it into a random generator, and then whoever comes out on top will win 1,000,000 gold. This build I'm showing you today is now my all-time favorite build. It has a really great mix of offensive and defensive capabilities, and you can just blaze through Act 1 dungeons, as I'll show you a little bit later. There's a really cool trick you can use to skip most of the trash mobs and just get straight to the elites and get straight to the butcher and make your runs almost 30 to 45% faster. I'll start it off by showing you the skill build and explaining why I chose the skills, and then you'll get to see it in action and see the little trick that I use to skip most of the trash mobs. For my left click, I'm using Crippling Wave, using the Concussion Rune, so it's slowing movement speed by 30%, slowing their attack speed by 20%, and then also they're inducing 20% less damage, so that's quite a bit of mitigation you're getting defensively from Crippling Wave. My right click is Sweeping Wind with the Blade Storm. I have Dashing Strike, reducing the rune, reducing the cost of that skill to 10 spirit, and we'll explain that later in the video why I chose this skill. Using Serenity with the rune that heals you, and I actually like this better than the 4-second rune now because after looking at the tooltips I realized that the heal on this is just as good as a heal on Breath of Heaven, so essentially you have 2 big heals now, plus an invulnerability. So that's really amazing. And so here, Breath of Heaven, 15% increased damage, 45 seconds. Mantra of Conviction with the rune that increases your DPS by 48% for the first 3 seconds you activate it. And this is amazing, and I spam the hell out of it, and you just melt through mobs like butter. With Mantra of Conviction up, your Sweeping Wind at 3 stacks, and just spamming your Crippling Wave, it's amazing how much DPS you do. Now we have Transcendence, Seize the Initiative, and One with Everything, and these you can play around with. Those are just the skills I like because they make it easier to survive. The fights start off normally. You activate your Sweeping Wind, and then just use your Crippling Strike on these mobs. You can see that doing quite a bit of damage to them, and I'm able to keep myself up fairly well, just popping that Serenity and popping that Breath of Heaven. And there we go, yellows, yay. Look at all that lava. But I found that with mobs that are molten, if you just stay still, usually you'll be fine. They can move all around you, but as long as you stay there, you're not going to be standing on top of lava. Don't be afraid to pop your potions and your other defensive abilities when you need to. They're there to be used. And then don't be afraid to run away when you need to. Crippling Strike makes it really, really nice to be able to run away because it slows their movement speed by 30%. Now the little trick I've been using to skip a whole bunch of trash mobs is to just use Dashing Strike to get to the next mob group and then keep doing that. And if any mobs catch up to me, I'll just hit them once or twice with my Crippling Strike ability. They'll get slowed, and then I'll just keep running on to the next pack. And I just do this until I run into an elite pack, and then I'll activate all my abilities and survive pretty well. You can see there's a demon, treasure demon, and then a whole bunch of mobs. And with this build, it's so good. It doesn't matter how many mobs you pick up, you can still survive it all just fine. You'll see here I'll run into an elite pack in a second, and I have a bunch of mobs on me as well. And I think this is a testament to how good the build is, because you'll see how well I'm able to handle just that massive group of mobs along with the elite pack. A lot of you have been asking me for my item build and what my items look like, and it changes every day, so rather than giving you what my stats are, I'll give you what I think a good baseline stat is to run this build successfully. This build does require a little bit more gear because it's geared a little less towards survivability and a little more towards DPS. So I would recommend having at least 14,000 DPS, 15% resist all, 55% armor mitigation, 10 to 15% crit rate, and then 45% attack speed. And that attack speed is where you can gain a lot of DPS if you're not already wearing attack speed rings and amulets. You can get 45% to your attack speed just from your rings and your amulets, and blue ones in the auction house are pretty cheap. I think the prices are going up because people are figuring out how great attack speed is for DPS, but you can still probably find dexterity and plus attack speed rings and amulets for under 300,000. So look for those. Those are really great for upping your DPS. And if you're having trouble in Inferno, just go back to the hardest act that you can farm and just farm up. It takes a little bit, but if you're patient, you'll be rewarded. And now for your healthy tip of the day. If you're a price-conscious consumer like me, you can buy frozen blueberries instead of fresh blueberries, and I'm pretty sure they're just as good for you. If I'm wrong, someone will probably point it out in the comments. But they contain, blueberries have really high antioxidants. They make for really tasty snacks, and the frozen ones I think taste a little bit better because they're like a little ice cream treat except blueberries. So try those out. Well, that's all I have for you today. Please go over and hit subscribe. Help me hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. That would be really amazing. And if you like the video, please hit like and then share with your social media. And then if you go over to my website at thehealthygamer.com, you can find thehealthygamer.com. Apparently I can't speak well today, but you can find more monk guides there. You can also find the link to the Facebook thread where you can enter to win 1,000,000 gold. So hope you have a great day, and stay active, stay healthy, and go reach your goals in and out of Diablo.